Hello, everyone, and welcome to Angels in Action with Larkin and Susie and Antara. Susie is with her precious dogs today. Hopefully, she will be back with us in the near future. We are working on that, she and I, coordinating our schedules. Here we go. I'm going to put up the banner for you guys so that you can see our YouTube page and all that good stuff on here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Whether you are here live or on the rebroadcast, this is where we spend an hour with you bringing through connection to your spirit teams. That means your angels, your spirit guides, your loved ones who have crossed over, your non-human animals who have crossed over, connecting you with the ones that are alive now. But your spirit teams are, your angel, spirit guides, loved ones, and teachers on the other side who are here to support you while you are in your incarnation. And they're with you every step of the way. So we bring practical wisdom, guidance, and readings during this hour together. We also answer your questions that you have about spiritual and metaphysical things and even paranormal. A lot of times people come on here, they're confused about what they're dealing with, or they have questions they consider paranormal questions. We talk about that as well. So feel free for this hour to ask any of those questions that you like. Hi, Anne-Marie, welcome. To ask any of those questions that you like. I am going to take a few minutes here and set up my incense and my candles as always. We have Gandalf the Grey here with us, our cat Gray, and he loves to pop up as soon as I start a broadcast. I think he likes the energy. Today we're going to share some Nag Champa. This is wonderful, and if you're looking for some good, not too expensive, but high quality incense, I like the Ganesh sticks. I love Ganeshi anyway, but these are they're excellent. And I love these. They have all sorts of scents that you can use. And I do encourage all of you, when you are getting on something like this, to set the ambiance for yourself, set the mood so that you can leave all of your gunk at the door and step out of your everyday life and thoughts for a while and just really dedicate this time to creating space for yourself to really connect with your higher consciousness, because that is who is most like non-physical. That is who is most like your angels and spirit guides and loved ones and your spirit team, right? You are a member of your spirit team. You are an eternal soul in a temporary incarnation, and you're a member of your spirit team. You are the incarnated version, okay? So you have a role as well. So what you'll notice is during this hour, if you get guidance or wisdom, whether it be general guidance or whether I'm reading or bringing through for you personally, you'll realize, or you'll experience, we're actually connecting you as a member of your spirit team. So there will be calls to action, things to shift or change, do or not do. And it might be something very general. Perhaps you're going to get something out of a reading or an answer to a question for someone else. Or it might be something that is specifically for you. But hi, Jim, welcome. But what's important to understand is that Spirit knows who is on here each and every time. And so whatever's coming through, keep a close ear out, because chances are there's something for you as well. Let's see. We'll get started in just a minute, Jim, with readings. I don't know that you've been on for a while, but I always try to encourage people to also, say hi, let me know where they're from, and really practice getting centered and present when you get on with a reader, prior to just asking for readings. And the reason is, there's a couple reasons. I find this a really important practice, because what I see is that we have a habit of using readings and metaphysical guidance as a way of, well, it does a lot of things actually, but a lot of times we have trained people over the decades, perhaps over the centuries, to come and ask for readings and get answers. But oftentimes we remove ourselves from that equation. And I just want to remind you guys that it is very important that you remember you are a member of your spirit team. And you also have the answers within you. So when you get guidance and validation and things like that, it's very important that you get as present as possible, that you shift your brain frequency, which is why I do the candles and the incense and all of that. Because the more present you are, the less in a vibrational need of, hi Tracy, welcome. The less you're in a vibrational need of a vibrational frequency of needing something from the outside, the more likely you are to receive. So no matter how fantastic the information that comes through may be for a reader, if you aren't really open to receiving, which you guys might think, Larkin, you're making too big of a deal of this, I'm just asking for guidance. No, I'm making a really important point, because that 95% of your mind that you're unaware of, like almost everyone in our society, in our world today, is trained to go to the therapist or go to the psychic and get an answer. And it gives us temporary comfort. But what it doesn't do is it doesn't empower us. And I would like readings to make a transformation. So I do like to share all of this with you. Jim, I am going to do a reading for you. I'm shuffling cards for you too. But I just want to continuously pump that out there, because my goal is to transform readings to what they're really meant to be, which is connecting you to your higher self, that observer behind your thoughts, as Eckhart Tolle refers to it, and to allow you guys to experience and feel your own connection. Allow you to understand that it's not the answers you're seeking, it's the questions you ask. Are you asking the right questions? Are you open to the real guidance? Because I find most people, honestly, they just want an answer. They want to feel temporarily better, and they go off, and most of the time they don't even do what the reader says. They don't even do what the guidance that came through is. And so they might spend days, weeks, months, years with the same problems, the same issues. And spirit is very, very practical, is very into wanting you guys to know and understand your role, so you know what you need to do, because that's what they're here to do. They're not here to fix anything for you. There's nothing to be fixed. They're here to help you understand that when you are struggling, that is an opportunity, and to see what the opportunities are, and then to help empower you to make different choices and habits so that you can have different outcomes. Okay. That is ultimately how practical spirit really is. All right. That's right. Yes. Let's see here, Anne Marie. Okay. Let me star this. We'll get to Jim first, Anne Marie, and then we'll get to you. So, Jim, I'm going to give you a very general reading because you asked a very general question. I want to remind you guys that if you want something more in depth, you should find a reader that you trust and actually pay them for their time. Okay? Because we readers spend hours on end giving free readings. And if you need something more in depth, which you may not, find a reader that you trust and actually schedule a reading, or get on an online group reading. I offer those. My next one is the 31st, but you can pay less and have a semi-private group reading. That way you're paying people for their, there really is nothing for free. I love to get on and do free online readings, but there really is nothing for free. One way or another, everything balances out. So, if you're looking for something more in depth, make sure you do that. If you just want short, free online readings, this is fine. But some of you might want or need something more in depth. Okay. So when you guys ask general questions on here for the free readings, I'm going to give you general answers because that's what I have time for in the free online readings. Okay. I'm going to choose 3 cards for you, Jim. What I find is that Spirit tells me personally when they're free online readings, Spirit always guides me to cover as many people as I can to give them healing, validation, and comfort. Okay, and connection if it's to to loved ones that have crossed over. And then if there's anything other than that that's more in depth, you guys need to, you need to pay for something more in depth. Okay. Sorry, that's just how it goes. That's how it works. Energetically, that's how it works. Okay. So let's see, guys. I picked the daily guidance cards for you today, Jim. Let's see here. The first one I got is listen. So your spirit guides are telling me you're trying actually very hard to listen, which is why you're here and asking today for a reading. You're asking for some guidance. You're trying to listen, but what I'm getting is that it's a little bit cloudy for you. The messages that are coming through are a little bit cloudy. And what they're sharing with me is that is because you're thinking too much. You're trying to figure out the how, and it's leading you in circles. So your analytical brain, right, which really connects to your mind, which is your egoic mind, your egoic self. Mind is synonymous with thought, which is synonymous with ego, right? So when we look at our life and situations and things that we're wanting to change, and we're looking for from Ireland, Jim, I remember. My name's Irish, by the way. When we are looking for guidance, remember that we're also not wanting to make a mistake. It's one of the reasons we're looking for guidance. The egoic self doesn't want to make a mistake, right? So what your spirit guides are there, they've been trying to get through to you and give you guidance and wisdom. But the problem is they feel like you're sensing they're there. You're getting the gist of things that they're saying, Jim, but you're not really hearing them clearly enough. You're not making clear enough changes. You're not doing some things differently enough to make a difference in your life. Okay. And so they're showing me, I can see it right now. They're showing me you're still staying in the parameters of what you are accustomed to, which isn't your fault. It's natural. It's not your fault, but it's your responsibility. Okay. To get out of that comfort zone. And they're showing me you're not doing that. Now, you might not even be aware you're not doing that because the 95% of your mind that you're unaware of. Okay. But what you need to do is you need to quiet your mind. You need to find a way to do that because the answers and the guidance are going to be really profound when you do that. And not only that, but you need to know it for yourself. You, Jim, are someone that you really need in order to actually follow through. You need to experience what I'm saying for yourself so that you feel like you can trust it. Okay. Now, interestingly enough, I love this because I always encourage people to do this. But one of the things that your spirit guides are trying to get you to do is to actually get out in nature. And what that really means also, Jim, is to get away from, the best way to put this, get away from the human influence, right? So get away from the technology, get away from the brainwashing. That includes people that you may typically talk to that reinforce the same thoughts and beliefs and conversations. It may mean radio or television that you're listening to. It may mean whatever it is you're exposing yourself to. When this says fresh air, but really it's referring to getting out in nature. And when we do this, what's magical about it is we clear our slate. We cleanse our mental and emotional palette. And what you want to do, Jim, is you want to get back to neutrality. Your spirit guides are trying to get you back to being neutral so that you can perceive in a similar way that non-physical perceives. Okay, I hope this makes sense. Okay, because when you're just perceiving as a human and you're brainwashed by what you talk about, what you're used to thinking, what your belief systems are, and then all the subliminal messages out there in the world, it makes things confusing. You have to like stand in the center of that tornado, okay, and kind of let things blow over. So this is very important. So we have listen. Your spirit guides are really trying to get through to you, but as much as they're talking to you, they need that stillness of mind to really get through, because you're kind of misinterpreting and getting bits and pieces because your mind is too busy, right? Then the second one was the fresh air, which is get out in nature, okay? And nature does not brainwash you. Nature allows you to return to neutrality, okay? Which is great. But this is interesting because what this is leading you to is the time to let go. Okay, the time to go. Sorry, time to go, not time to let go. So what that means is, and this is interesting because what your spirit guides are showing me are that you have the energy and desire to get going into the next phase of your life, into where you want to go. But you're not stuck. There's never any such thing as stuck, right? But it seems like you're kind of stuck in a rut because you're not doing these two things. Okay, so these are the missing pieces, is what they're trying to tell you. These are the missing pieces. So when you get those missing pieces in place, you're going to be able to go with clarity. It's sort of like I used to say to my manifesting clients, if you say, I'm going on vacation, and I ask you, okay, cool, where are you going? And you got all your bags packed, and you're getting in the car, or you show up at the airport, and they ask you, okay, where's your ticket for? And you're like, well, I don't know. I'm going on vacation. And they're like, well, where? Because you need the plane ticket, right? You need to go. You need to know in order to get the plane ticket. And you need to know in order to put that in your GPS in the car. So it doesn't mean you have to know the outcome, but it means in order for you to take off and go like your energy's wanting to right now, you got to do these two things. Okay. So I'm hoping that this helps. This is actually very powerful guidance for you. I want to remind those of you that are on here, I only have a couple spaces left if you want to meet your spirit guides. Okay. So please remember that if you want to meet your spirit guides for yourself, which was their idea to have this event, I'm hosting one every month only for 10 people. Okay, so it's only $40 for 2 hours, and you literally get to meet your spirit guides. They will introduce themselves to you in whatever capacity you are ready for. And when you leave that event, you will have not only a deeper connection with knowing who they are, but they're either going to give you validation for how to investigate and find out who they were or who they are for you, so you can get physical validation like I did from Aiden, well, from all my guys actually. And you're going to leave with personalized ways to better communicate and increase your personal relationship with your spirit guides so that you can learn to connect with them really clearly on your own. Okay. And it is like developing any other relationship. Okay. It takes a little work. But like I said, this event was their idea. So if you want to do that, the Meet Your Spirit Guides event, I will post it in these comments after the broadcast today, but it is pinned to my Larkin Psychic Medium page. Okay. And I only have a couple spaces left. That is the 10th of August. If you guys want to join that. Okay. So, if you want something more than just hearing them speak to you through a reader, that's an awesome opportunity. Let's see. Oh, you're welcome, Jim. I think it was kind from your spirit guides, right? It was, it is, something your spirit guides are grateful for, Jim, that you came on and asked, because they have been very persistent. Okay. So just keep in mind what they're saying and find out what it is you are not doing that's different that you need to do, along with that, stillness of mind and getting out in nature. Okay. Those answers will come to you if you do that. I know that they will. Okay. Let's see. Anne says, I'm going to say this because this is relevant to Jim as well. I still do automatic writing after the Meet Your Spirit Guides event sometimes, but I find it doesn't make sense, and I question if it is me or spirit guides. Well, Anne Marie, I don't know what to tell you. If you're not going to keep up with it, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. It doesn't have to make sense. Why would it make sense? Why would it make sense? You're talking to non-physical. The whole reason for doing the Meet Your Spirit Guides event is to learn to connect with your spirit guides on the other side. When you have a dream, does it make sense when you wake up? No. So what is happening there, Anne Marie, and this is all that's happening, is your ego has convinced you that the writing doesn't work. And I never said automatic writing. I didn't even say that. I said journaling. There's a difference. But your ego has convinced you that the instructions I gave you on Meet Your Spirit Guides are not working because it doesn't make sense. So they are keeping you from connecting to your spirit guides. Hi, Paul. Welcome. Just so you know. Okay. Anyway, so Anne Marie, if I were you, I would not allow yourself to be held up by the fact that you need it to make sense, because that is just your ego trying to keep you out of touch with your spirit guides. If you remember who you are and you're in touch with your spirit guides, your ego isn't in control, is it? So I'm going to correct this, and I'm going to say that journaling and automatic writing does work. You only did the Meet Your Spirit Guides a few weeks ago. So why would you already stop working? You need to be patient. It's only been a few weeks. I'm being hard on you because I need to make an impression. Don't listen to your ego, guys. Of course it works. The whole reason you're writing is so that you can overcome the questioning, is it you or your spirit guides? If you remember in Meet Your Spirit Guides, I instructed you that the whole reason for the writing was so that eventually you learned to trust and could clearly determine the difference. If you only do it for a few weeks and then you decide you're going to stop because it doesn't make sense, how can that help you? How on earth have you given yourself the time? And Anne Marie, I'm being hard on you. I want to make an impression here. How on earth can you expect to know the difference between your spirit guides and your mind if you stop doing the exercise that was given to you by your spirit guides? I mean, I don't know what else to tell you, except don't listen to your ego and get that notebook back out and keep writing. Write that then. Write in the journal. Spirit guides, I'm having trouble telling the difference between whether it's my mind or whether it's you. Which again, guys, is why I encourage you to get into a program. It does not have to be mine. You're welcome, Jim. It does not have to be mine. But all of you really would do well with mindset coaching, because the problem you're talking about, Anne Marie, is a mind problem. It's a mindset problem. And until people become conscious and aware of their mind and their thoughts versus the conscious observer behind their thoughts, as Eckhart Tolle talks about, you're going to have these questions. You're going to get confused because all confusion is in the mind, right? So, I don't want to sound salesy. I cherry pick my clients. So I wouldn't want all of you in my coaching program. You probably wouldn't all be a good match for me. But I would find, I don't know anyone else that does it the way that I do, but I would find someone that you trust that teaches both. It offers a mastermind like I do that helps you determine the difference between your mind and your consciousness, your thoughts and your higher self. When you can tell that difference, then you can tell the difference between your spirit guides and your ego. Okay. And that takes practice. It is not something, this is why it always sounds like I'm picking on free readings. I cannot possibly guide you to what you need to do on just free online readings. I can do a little bit at a time. I can be supportive. I can answer your questions, guide you in the right way, and connect you to the other side. But I can't possibly give you and support you in a journey of transformation to be able to distinguish between your thoughts and your observer behind your thoughts in just free online readings. It's not even possible. So, I would find a way, like I have the Awakening Your Intuition metaphysical sampler program that is a digital program that's going to be a mastermind. It starts in September. If you guys missed the last free event for that, where I shared all about that, I'm going to be posting another one later today. Maybe you want to get in that free event and see what that program's about. But Anne Marie, I love you dearly. And what is happening is your ego has convinced you already, because it has way more influence than I do, that doesn't work. And that's a lie. It does work. It absolutely works, or I wouldn't have given it to you. So get your writing back out. Keep writing no matter what your mind tells you. Do not stop writing to your spirit guides. Do not stop journaling. Do not stop automatic writing. Do them both. Okay? And do not believe your thoughts. I mean, that's the first lesson of mindset coaching. Stop believing your thoughts. The need to understand is the ego. You do not need to understand. You need to know. And there's a big difference. Understanding is cognitive, an egoic need. And the ego stops you from so many aspects of living because you don't understand. Who cares? You don't have to understand. Allow the process to unfold. You haven't allowed the process. A few weeks of writing, that's not long enough. You got to keep at it, girl. Yeah, you did need to hear it. And you should get on my next free event that is introducing my metaphysical program. Guys, I try to keep things as inexpensive as possible, but to be honest, with readers, everybody expects everything for free. And the problem is nothing is for free. Nothing. People will they'll go buy a couple packs of cigarettes or buy a bottle of rum that costs more than my Meet Your Spirit Guides event or my small group online reading. And then they say, oh, I want this and that more than anything. No, they don't. No, they don't. We pay for what our priorities are. And so it's very important that you guys understand that, the reason I cherry pick my clients and I do charge for things is because if I don't charge for things, I only have people who want things for free who will not do anything about it. And it is an actual fact. The people that are most willing to make the changes in their lives and to follow the directions are people that are willing to pay. And that is just true. I taught business and mindset coaching for over 10 years. And that's why I don't have a problem charging for things. I mean, I got to make a living if I'm going to do this. But it's not all about money, but it's about, there's an energy exchange. And if you want a free online reading, it's one quality of information. If you want something more in depth and you're willing to invest in yourself, just like if that's a pack of cigarettes or a bottle of alcohol or going to a movie, it is paying for someone's time that has these abilities to help you as valuable as that bottle of rum or that pack of cigarettes or going out to dinner or that movie. I don't know. That's up to you. And for people who it's not, I don't want to work with them. I just don't, because I want to work with people that are going to get results. So you've got your instructions, Anne-Marie. I know I'm very bottom line about this stuff, guys, but Spirit's very practical. And I have limited amount of time to help people in this world. And so I try to keep it to the people that are serious about getting help. Hi, Shazzy from Australia. Awesome. I'm glad that makes sense, Tracy. I know sometimes I sound like a prick on here, but if I'm not super clear, people don't seem to get it. Hi, Carrie. All right, let's see here. Let's see. Paul, I'm not sure if this is a question or a comment that you have there. Fix that, Anne-Marie, and come to the next online event and keep writing. And then, Anne-Marie, when we have our Spirit Guide reunion, you should show up for that. That'll be in October. But until then, I would get on the group online reading or the free event that I'm going to be hosting, to introduce you to the Awakening Your Intuition coaching program. It's a 3-month program, and we're going to go over all the different aspects of metaphysics and and you're going to determine what your strengths and abilities are, and build confidence in your own intuition. I think that would be very good for you, Anne Marie. Okay. Let's see here. All right, Tracy, let me shuffle for you. I'm going to star this too. Let me see what time it is, guys. All right, about like a half an hour. I got to get off at 3 my time, which is 8 BST. I'm not sure what time that is in Australia. Hello, Carrie. All right. Let's see. Let's do you, Tracy. I guess Paul popped off. I wasn't sure if his comment was a comment or a question. It looked like a question, but there wasn't a question mark. So, all right. Let's see. Again, it looks like we have a general reading. Okay, so guys, when it's general, I'm gonna shuffle a few cards for you. Hi, Shazzy. It's 4:30 a.m. there. Wow, you're on my type of schedule. I've been going to bed super late. All right. Well, good to know. I thought about doing some broadcasts at different times, and I have so many people in the UK that I try to make it so they can join me, but most of them tell me they're in bed at that time. So, all right, Tracy, let's see what we got going on for you. I'm going to draw 3 cards for you, Tracy. Ooh. Let's see here. This one's a different color. Ah. All right. Tracy, are you working on manifesting abundance and financial abundance at the moment? Let me know in the comments, please. All right. All right, guys, don't forget, this guidance, your spirit team always has messages for you. Always, always. I prefer the specific questions because, again, not to put down free online readings, guys, but they are not as in-depth or personalized as you would get in a small group or private reading. They're just not. You don't have to schedule a reading with me. I'm just telling you that, to be honest. So when you guys ask a general question, if I want to do something way more specific, I have to do more hunting and pecking. So if you really want a specific answer, you need to make sure you ask more specifically. Okay. So Tracy, let's see. Oh, 3:30 a.m. spirit time. Awesome. I love that. Spirit time. Yes. Evidently Anne Marie, she's still doing Angels in Action with me. I don't really know where she's been. I think she's just been busy. I changed the time for her, and then she wanted to change it back. So, but today she has a new puppy, and she had a puppy class she had scheduled, which I did not know about. So, as far as I know, she's still doing it. I guess she's just been super busy. They moved a few months ago and they got a puppy. And so I don't really know what's going on, but I know that she loves you all and she loves doing this. And she just has a lot of beautiful, exciting things going on in her life, and that we are trying to coordinate a time. So I'm hoping she'll be back next week with us. That would be awesome. But anyway, yeah, we're still trying to do this together. We still work together on things. So hopefully she will be back with us shortly, or on without me if there's a week that she can make the time and I can't. All right. Let's see here. Okay. So Tracy, one of the things that the first one that came up for you, interesting, is reward yourself. So what Spirit is telling me is that it's very important that we remain in balance, right? And your spirit teams can see this. Your spirit teams can see when you guys are in balance and when you're out of balance. And it's very important that you keep a balance of the out and the in energy, okay? Which is why, like, when I tell you guys that, if you get free online readings, also if you want something more in depth, to find a reader you trust and get something, We have to do the same thing as readers. If I get on all the time and I just do online free readings and I don't ever do anything to bring that energy back as money in my business, I can't keep doing this, right? It would drain me, literally. When you're drained financially, you're also drained mentally and emotionally and energetically, right? And that's very easy to have happen to readers because everybody's like, they want something from you, but they don't think they should give you anything back. And what we need to understand is, in this case here, the universe always balances itself naturally. So, for example, if you're giving out too much, right? If you're giving is good, right? When you give, you get back, right? What you give out comes back to you, yes. But it depends on how and what you're doing it. If you are straining or giving away too much of your own energy or exhausting yourself mentally and emotionally, and there isn't an even exchange there in some way, I don't mean you need to be monitoring that. I just mean you can feel it intuitively, right? What happens is there becomes an imbalance and you might lose energy, you might get migraines, you might lose sleep, you might start to get sick, you might get frustrated. There will be negative consequences to that, okay? Just like whenever you get something for free, like if you get a free reading or you get a free soda or you get a free trip somewhere or you win the lottery, whenever you get something for free, it's never free because everything is always an energy exchange. It is never free. Okay. So what you need to do is you need to start, what they're showing me is do some things in smaller chunks for yourself instead of kind of running marathons. Like take little breaks where you recharge, take some time, like we do here where we create a sacred space. Take some time to create sacred time and space just for you, where there are things that are really what you want and need to do and what you want and need to do to feel energetically imbalanced. This is actually really important because anything you do after this, any card, any guidance, any advice you do, if you don't have this going on, there's going to be a struggle. Okay. And we don't want there to be a struggle. All right. Now, here's what's cool. You're in the midst of, and I think this came up similar for you too within the last couple of months. You're in the vicinity of a change in direction. You have energy shifts happening both within you and around you. Okay. And so it's very important that you get this part together because as energies shift within you and around you, what happens is when you are strong in your center and you're in alignment, those shifts can happen really gracefully. They can take you and catapult you out to new places. Okay. And you have the ability to manifest more quickly. Okay. But if you are having any type of resistance to the change in directions, then that's going to make things difficult for you all the way around. Okay. And keep in mind, guys, again, this is why the mindset coaching is so important. And what I was talking to Anne Marie about, you don't understand how resistance works unless you've really had some intense mindset coaching with a good coach. And when you understand that 95% of your mind you are unaware of is actually running your life, then these readings will make a lot more sense because you may not be aware of it. You might be saying to me, but Larkin, that's not true. I love change. I want change. I need a change in direction. I've been striving for a change in direction. But the truth is, and your spirit guides are showing me this very clearly, that you have inner resistance to some of the very changes that you want, which, by the way, Tracy, is not uncommon. It's so common. This is why I'm saying, again, guys, you don't have to choose me. I'm not trying to sell myself. I'm sincerely telling you guys that you need to do some mindfulness and mindset work with someone that will help you accountable because it's a process. As you become more aware of that 95% of your mind you're not aware of, you start to become aware of the resistance because right now what they're showing me is what your 5% of your conscious mind is believing. They're saying, Larkin, what she believes is not all of what's going on. It's some of what's going on. It's not all of what's going on. Okay. So don't just keep going on autopilot. Again, do some journaling. You cannot do, I mean, that changes everything if you stick to it. Okay. But there are these changes. So what you're going to be feeling, Tracy, right now is that the some of the anxiousness and the push and the can't quite get your mind around what it is you're trying to change to, but you can feel it happening. You feel it sort of pushing you from behind, and you feel that desire from the front. The reason it's not all coming together and it's not clear is because of the resistance that you're not aware you have. Okay. So in order to do that, we need to do some of this first so that you feel more at ease, so that you're in more of the art of allowing, so that you can allow the transformations and changes that need to happen in order for this new direction to pan out. You're replacing resistance with acceptance. And then and only then, and this is the card I've been excited to get to here, you're going to find a shower of abundance. Okay, in relationships, in finances, in ease of lifestyle. Does this make sense? Hi, Suzanne. Wow, great to see you. Okay. Does this make sense, Tracy? Yeah, you do need to journal more. You need to journal more. I'm going to have a whole free event on journaling. And this is really important, guys, because as Anne Marie brought up before, see, if you start journaling and you stop because you think you don't understand and you think it doesn't work, you just screwed yourself. You've just allowed your ego to hop in and interrupt your life again. And the real reason you guys are on these live free readings, the real reason you get mindset coaches, the real reason you do all the things you do to try to fix all the things you think you need to fix is because your ego is telling you one thing. Your mind is leading you one thing and you're believing your thoughts. Okay. So you got to get down to remembering who you are as a soul. Okay. This will be happening after you do these. Okay. Remember, I always say there's a call to action that comes through for me, and it's because otherwise they're fluff puff readings. And you guys have to take these to heart. These messages are coming from your spirit team. They don't ever lead you astray, right? They coordinate beautifully with the direction that I've been giving mindset coaches for 15 years now. Because you're in physical human form right now, which means it can't all be the ooga booga fluff. You can't just sit back and say, okay, what is spirit telling me? What's going to happen, spirit? No, it's not about what's going to happen. It's about what are you creating? Spirit's not going to say, oh, this is the way it's going to be. Well, they will if you're not going to do anything. But you're the physical incarnation of your spirit team. You are here. They're helping to guide you. But what makes people think they don't have to be a part of that? Right? So you have to be your gatekeeper, radically responsible for your thoughts and feelings. And that way, and only that way, can you apply what your spirit team is telling you. Okay? So again, guys, have you signed up for the Meet Your Spirit Guides event on the 10th of August? Have you signed up? Do you want to get this information from your spirit guides on your own? I don't want you there if you don't want to be there. But for those of you that don't know about it, or you've been interested in your spirit guides and connecting with them, I will post the link in these comments later. But I would go to my Larkin Psychic Medium page, go to the pinned event. Please watch the Spirit Guide Saturday. Please go to the Spirit Guide Saturday event first. And let's see, wait a minute. What did I just put up there? Sorry, the comments are moving around on me. Hi, Cindy Glover. Go to the Spirit Guide Saturday video and watch that, guys. Have you watched it? I'm wearing a blue and pink plaid shirt. It's amazing. I tell you all about your spirit guides and the difference between spirit guides and angels and how I got validation from my spirit guides, and watch that. And then if you want to join the Meet Your Spirit Guides event, don't miss it. It's only 40 American dollars for 2 hours. That's less than a third of my readings. Okay, it's amazing. Let's see. All right. Suzanne, we'll get to you in a second. All right. Anne Marie. Okay, so I did put a comment up top where my spirit guides wanted me to let go, but they were right. I haven't let go. Yep, you told me that on a reading the other day too. But I'm trying not to worry my thoughts and feelings about my situation. Right. And that's hard, Anne Marie, as long as you're believing your thoughts. You see what I'm saying? What you're talking about is mindset work. And your spirit guides are trying to get you to continue to journal them so that your thoughts have less power over you so they can give you guidance. But instead, you're believing your ego, which is saying you don't understand, this doesn't work. Well, that's the whole problem. That's why you're upset about your situation in the first place. If you want your situation to change, you have to stop believing your thoughts, because the entire reason you're in that situation is because you have believed your thoughts. I've been a mindset coach 15 years. This is how it works. And I'm trying very hard to connect the spirit world, the metaphysical, the intuitive aspects of people with the mindset work, because you're both of those things. You're an eternal consciousness in physical form that has a mind and a brain, so you have these great tools for living in physical form. But if you're letting those physical form aspects run your life, you're going to be unhappy. Okay? So, Anne Marie, I've said this to you for months, and I'm going to say it again. It doesn't have to be with me. You need to get some mindset coaching. And I feel like people just think I'm trying to sell them into my stuff by saying this. I'm really not. I mean, honestly, I don't take everyone in my coaching programs, because if you're not committed and you're not a good match for me, then I can't help you. I'm just sincerely telling you that I've learned over the years, and after going through 10 years of my own mindset transformations, that if you don't get that human aspect under control and aware of it so that it stops running your life, it doesn't matter how many readings you get. Because even though your spirit guides are guiding you, if you're believing your egoic identity, you won't respond to what your spirit guides are telling you. You won't respond. Okay? So, sorry guys, I keep dropping stuff here. So what I would do if I were you is I would say, Anne Marie, I would say, what's the next step? Okay, if you're trying not to worry, you're going to keep worrying. Trying not to worry doesn't work. And it doesn't work because trying not to worry is two conversations, isn't it? When you're trying not to worry, what are you thinking about? How you'd like to not be worrying, which is what Abraham Hicks calls, it's like two different conversations, isn't it? It's two opposite sides of the same conversation. When you say I'm trying not to worry, what are you still giving your attention to? Worrying. So trying not to worry doesn't work. You have to be aware of your thoughts and realize that every thought you have that worries you is just a thought. It's not reality. Right? So you need to decide, Emery, you need to get back to journaling, and don't stop. No matter what, you don't stop, because it's going to take you a while to learn to determine who's your higher self, who's your spirit guides, and who's your egoic mind. Just keep writing no matter what. Do not stop. Okay? It's how your spirit guides are going to get through to you. And the other thing is you need to find out what steps are you going to take next. Because the definition of insanity is continuing to do the same things over and over and not getting a different result. Expecting to get a different result. You're not going to get a different result if you're not doing things differently. And the problem with the egoic mind is it convinces you you're doing things differently when you're not. And that's what's happening. So you need to get into some sort of mindset work with someone. If you want to work personally with me, you can message me, get on my next free event for the Awakening Your Intuition program. If it is not me, go looking for someone. But you need to do something different, okay? It is a process, guys. Do not expect things to happen like this. All right. Let's see. All right, let's see here. So Suzanne, why are you not sure? Uh-oh, message me directly. Yay, we have our first troll. Welcome, great psychics reader. So what I do is I market and advertise you to all of my colleagues so that everyone knows who you are. Okay, I literally send you out to hundreds and hundreds of people. So if you decide to spam me and troll me, that's what will happen. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Take a shot of your profile, and then I'm going to block you, and then I'll delete your comments. Awesome. Okay, so let's get rid of this one. Sorry, guys. Let me just get rid of this comment here. All right, get rid of the other one. Ooh, this one's fast. I was so busy talking, I didn't get these. All right. Yes, Abraham Hicks. Yep. I love her. Okay, let's see here. Yes, we have a troll. Woo! I have to make it fun, Carrie. I try to make it fun. Thank you guys for letting me know. All right, let's see. Let me do this. Then I'm going to get back to you. I'm sorry. I'll get back to you, Suzanne. Oh, makes so much sense. Thank you for guidance. Okay. You're welcome, Tracy. Just keep going, honey. It's a process. It is a process, but I'm telling you guys, Anne-Marie, Tracy, get further help. Tracy, you should come to the Meet Your Spirit Guides event. I'm going to have a writing event. I'm going to have other free events, but really you guys need to find someone. Don't do one of those programs that charges you $10,000 for 8 weeks. That's a ripoff. That's not right. But you need to find someone or something to invest in to get some support and guidance. Because when you get off of here, what happens? When you get off of here, you go right back to your normal world with the same programming, the same thoughts, the same brainwashing. You need outside support. That's my advice. Take it or leave it. Let's see. Leonard, I'm going to star yours and get back to Suzanne here. Let's see. Card anything. Okay. All right. Well, hopefully you're still there. Good to see you, Cindy. All right. Let me get back to Suzanne's here. Let's see. Here we go. She posted something new for me. Great. I have a great responsibility in my job. There are too many things to think about, and I feel my brain isn't sharp enough to remember everything as a shop assistant. Okay. Suzanne, what I'm seeing, first of all, is have you been doing this for less than 3 months? Will you let me know, please? Because the reason I'm asking that is because what they're showing me is that you actually will be fine, but that you need to give it some time for you to settle in. They're showing me that you need to give it some time to settle in. They're saying to me, oh my, who is this for? Oh, interesting. That's got to be for somebody. It's not for you. Okay. So what they're showing me is that, and they're literally saying, look, we've been trying to tell her not to be so hard on herself, that this is just going to take time. There's lots to learn. It's kind of a new arena. And there's a lot of little details that once become familiar to her, this is what your spirit guides are telling me, once they become familiar to her, she's going to feel right at home there and do great. They're like, she's worrying just because it's new and unfamiliar, and there's a lot to learn. But that doesn't mean that this isn't a good match for her. She's actually going to end up loving it, being able to help a lot of people, and know everything like the back of her hand. That's what they're telling me. Okay, so I wouldn't jump to conclusions. I feel that you are feeling anxiety and overwhelmed with this right now is the problem. And it's not the way you expected it to be immediately. In other words, it's not feeling like your dream job. It's not feeling like you're not feeling the way you want to feel in this position right now. And so you think that it's not a good match. But in contrast, it actually is a good match. Okay, it is a good match. It's just that you just like anything that we want, and we're maybe we're maybe new at, or we're learning to, sorry, I'm trying to get the light here, right? In order to get to where we want to be and feel the way we want to feel, we have to go through being uncomfortable, because the uncomfortableness is something people want to run away from and avoid. But we cut ourselves short when we do that, because when we're running away from that, there's a difference between feeling something isn't right and getting out of some place for our own safety, and actually feeling uncomfortable because we're in transition. When we are transitioning into something new and better, we are going to feel uncomfortable, because that's how you get from familiar to unfamiliar. And that's how you make the unfamiliar familiar. And everything you want is outside of your comfort zone. So don't you think you have to go through being uncomfortable to get there? Yeah, you do. So what I'm seeing is that you're going to love this. You're going to feel at home. You're going to know it better than anybody else. You're going to know everything. You're going to be the person everybody comes to and asks, because you know all the details of everything. What you're really feeling is overwhelmed because you're not comfortable with it yet. And you expect by now that you would be comfortable. I also get this sense that you have a different way of learning and picking up on some things than some other people. Some people would go right into that job, not care so much, learn things, seem to pick it up super quickly. And you feel like you're picking up slower than other people. And really, it's just the way you learn. It's your learning process. You're actually learning it. And I can attest to this because I do the same thing. You're actually learning it more thoroughly than everyone else. And you actually care about it, and you're detail minded. So you're actually going to be better at it. Okay. Okay. Perfect. Awesome. Yes. Okay. Awesome. That's what they're showing me. Now, here's the thing. I'm going to quick show you your cards, but that's what they were sharing with me. Here's the thing I also want to say to you guys. Okay. I'm going to be starting a group and a program for women, men too, but specifically women with ADHD. Okay. Yes. There we go. Another troll. Another troll I get to market and advertise. Awesome. I'm going to be starting a group and a coaching program for clients with ADHD. Okay. I invite mindset people into my program who have ADHD, especially women. And here is why. A lot of them are super spiritual, super sensitive, super empathic, super highly intelligent. The difference is that their brain works differently. That's it. So if you've either been, and I'm not diagnosing anyone on here, if you have been officially diagnosed, or you think you might be, I'm going to be having a free online event for people. Hey, Christopher, welcome. Great to see you. Please understand that this is, I don't remember what I was saying, but this is where, a lot of my clients have this, and they think there's something wrong with them. They think they're not good enough at stuff. They think they're too slow. They are super sensitive. They're super intuitive. They try harder than anybody else. There always seems to be something wrong. They never seem to be able to do everything right. Well, most women with ADHD have not been diagnosed. It's highly underdiagnosed in women because we cover it up really well, but then we struggle in life. So, yeah, well, your son does. So if your son has it, you might actually have some of it, because a lot of it is hereditary. Okay. You might not, but most women who have it don't know that they have it. Now, I don't get distracted easily. I actually pay attention to things. So you don't have to have the typical ADHD. It looks very, very different in boys than it does in girls. Very different. We can sit still. We don't have to be disruptive. We can really seem like we're paying attention, but really we're like daydreaming. There's all sorts of things that make it very hard to realize that's what's going on. But I just want to throw this out there for some of you guys, because a lot of my clients came to me for transformation and manifestation out of struggle. And I ended up sending them off to get diagnosed, and it turns out they had ADHD. So, these are just things to keep in mind, guys, just to help make our lives easier. Okay. Hello, Ward. Welcome. All right. So, anyway, Suzanne, there you go. I'm going to quick read off your cards because I've got to get off in 10 minutes. And I want to, I have a couple people I've marked up there. your spirit guides told me everything I needed to share with you, Suzanne, but I'm going to quick show you your cards. I got them. There's nothing to worry about, which is basically what they told you. So keep going. Energy work, which is what you're going to be doing while you are allowing yourself to go through this transformational process, which is going to lead to law of attraction, which is going to lead to you really enjoying this job. Okay. It's going to be a better match for you and give you more opportunities than you think. All right. Again, guys, if you have not joined my Meet Your Spirit Guides event, it is August 10th. I will post it in here and it's pinned to the top of my page. Also, my angel party, small group, semi-private readings that are only $30. That's coming up the 31st of the month. If you want a more in-depth reading, then you get online for free. And I'm going to have a writing event, an ADHD event, a Figure Out Your Clairs event, all free in the next few weeks online. And those are all going to share with you about my Awakening Your Intuition program. If you guys want some mindset coaching for 3 months, an online digital program that shares with you about different aspects of metaphysics and helps you become aware of and learn to trust your intuition and tell the difference between your thoughts and your intuition, that is a really good program, and it's going to be very, very affordable. Okay. All right. Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with being on the spectrum, Suzanne, either. I mean, it's just a different way of thinking. It literally, your brain works differently. Okay. You're welcome. I'm glad you came with your question. The writing event, I have not posted that yet, Anne-Marie, but it's going to be a free event I have coming up in the next few weeks. Anyone that gets on it, I'm offering half price off my Awakening Your Intuition coaching program, the 3-month program. It's an online program with the mastermind, and you get half price of that off of that only in the month of August. So I will be offering that through the writing event, and I'll post it. Okay. So just keep an eye on the page, Anne-Marie. And if you are a member of larkinsreadings.com, you'll also get an email announcing the event. It's going to be a free event. Okay. All right. Let's see here. I watched it. Totally cool how you met and saw your guide. Awesome, Cindy. I'm so glad you saw that. Cindy's talking about this Spirit Guide Saturday video I have pinned to the top of my page, guys. Watch that before you register for the Meet Your Spirit Guides event, okay? Because that gives you all the basics that I'd like you to know before you join the event, so that when you meet your spirit guide, if you guys join me on the 10th, you have a lot of your questions answered, okay? All right. Hello, Sashin. Welcome. All right, guys, I literally have to get off in like 5 minutes because I have to prepare for getting on Veronica's page at 4. Let's see, Ward. I can draw you a couple cards. All right. I think I pinned somebody else at the top too. I need to scroll back up and see. Let's see here. All right. Wow, we got some heart chakra work here. Ooh. All right. Yes. All right, hold on. I need to shuffle for one more card here. All right. Let's see here. All right. All right. So, Ward, we have something in regards to your heart chakra. So I'm going to share this with you. Here is your message for today. This is from the daily guidance card. So I guess this is perfect. Because I know I read for you the other day. So let's see. Hi, Christopher. You're welcome, Suzanne. All right. So Christopher, I'm going to make these kind of quick, guys, because I do have to get off because I got to get ready for another program. But Ward, you're at a point where you need to get really clear about what you desire. So I don't know if you've been journaling or thinking about that a lot. Like, okay, what am I going to do next? Where do I want this to lead? What am I going to do in this next phase? Looking and kind of considering a new direction. Don't think about it in an egoic way. think about it in terms of like, what are you most passionate about? What would make your heart sing, right? What would you really desire? What would bring you the feelings of joy and abundance and something that you'd be super passionate about? It doesn't even have to be like a job, but just like something that as you're creating purpose, what happens is you heal from the inside out, right? As you are providing service. So think about, on whatever term or level this means for you, think about what do you desire? Okay. And let me alter that term desire a little bit. What does your heart desire? Okay. That term is kind of like hit or miss, honestly, because that term can mean, the word desire is actually much more of an egoic term. And I mean it in a very pure term, right? Your guides are meaning it in a very pure term, drawing. Okay. So, that is about following your bliss. All right. So you need to look at, what does it mean to follow your bliss? Okay. And when you follow that path, when you follow that trail, what's happening is the healing that you're wanting to go through right now is going to be able to happen automatically, because as we follow our bliss, you're aligning yourself. Okay. You are aligning yourself. And when you align yourself, you begin to live from the inside out, which is what I teach my coaching clients to do. Manifest authentically. Because if you're learning to manifest, you're trying to heal or create change, and it's not from that deepest level, that eternal you, that authentic observer behind your thoughts, you're not going to be satisfied. Okay. That's what this is about. That gives you something to work on this week. Okay. Yes. Now, interestingly enough, the other thing that came up was the heart chakra. Now, this does not just have to do with romantic love. This has to do with love in general, including self-love, which they're showing me is something that you're working on right now that is developing within you naturally. Okay. You do this is going to arise from that. It can't help itself. Guys, this is true for all of you listening. It cannot help itself. If you are doing this cannot help itself but happen. I know I've said that 3 times because repetition is key. Okay. We automatically align with love, which is also our unconditional love. That means of self and everyone and everything else. Okay. When we are in alignment, when we are not trying to get what we want, not trying to be who we want, that's going to make us unhappy. When we are living our bliss. Okay. So this is what's going to be happening for you. That's a little heads up, which I think is super cool. It's very exciting. That's a great card to get. And then interestingly enough, so I put this card back 3 times to see if it would pop back out at me, to make sure this was really the card they wanted me to have. This card popped back out 3 times at me for you. The giving and receiving. Okay. And this is very important, because what you're going to find is that you are this is kind of cool, because they're showing me this moving circle, sort of like a carousel, but this just is like a circle. So like if you were to take Stargate and you were to turn it horizontally, and you were to turn it on, it would go. That's what this looks like to me. And they're showing me there's things you're jumping off of, and there's places you're hopping on there in this circle. And you are in this circle and cycle of giving and receiving, and you're making some adjustments there, whether you know it or not consciously, Ward, you're making some adjustments there. Okay. And that's to help get you in balance, because a lot of what you've struggled with has been that this has been out of balance. Things have been taken from you. You didn't know how to handle it. Then you were trying to give and take in some of the arenas that really weren't a good balance or fit for you. So this is in the process of balancing itself out. Okay. Yeah, this is actually pretty cool. Your spirit guides are phenomenal. Like every time you ask me for a reading, they give me something so cool that I've never thought of. And they explain it so well. I admire them very much. I think your spirit guides are awesome. So I'm going to leave you with them. They're also suggesting that you do some journaling in the form of drawing, which maybe you already do, but allow that to come out from your soul. Keep doing that just for the sake of the inner joy. Okay. Awesome. I'm glad you were here today. All right. Let me get you a card, Christopher, and then let me scroll up here. I know there was somebody else who I don't know if they're even on here or not anymore. Let me scroll up here and see. You're welcome, Ward. All right. Unstar that. Okay. Leonard. Okay. I got Suzanne. I don't know if Leonard is still here or not. Leonard, I'm going to quick do Christopher James cards, and then let me know if you're still here. If you are, Leonard, we'll quick get to you. And then I do have to pop off, guys, because I have to take a wee break and get ready for my next broadcast here. Don't forget, guys, Meet Your Spirit Guide event is August 10th. I will post the links, and they're posted to the top of my page. And if you want or need a small group semi-private reading for a fraction of the cost of people's personal readings, you can find that pinned to the top of my page too. That is on the 31st. Okay, and then I have some free events coming up, guys, where you're going to learn more about the Awakening Your Intuition program, the Metaphysical Sampler, which starts in September. I'm so excited about that. All right. You're welcome, Christopher. Let's get through this. I'm going to be ready to go at 4 for something else here. Let's see here. All right, let's see what this one says. All right, we got one. I'm going to pull. All right. I'm going to draw these 2 cards for you, Christopher James. And you, by the way, still have your free Meet Your Spirit Guides ticket, Christopher, that you won. Emery, do you have different times for the angel party in the UK? That would be 1 a.m. in the morning. No, it wouldn't be. It's at 11 a.m. my time, Anne Marie. So that's 1 p.m. That is 4 p.m. your time, Anne Marie. The angel party is 4 p.m. your time. All right. It's not 1 a.m. It's 4 p.m. You guys are 5 hours ahead of me. All right. So, Christopher, interesting. The first card I pulled for you is assertiveness. Interesting. So, I'm asking Spirit what they're referring to here specifically for you as well. And what they're sharing with me is that they're saying that sometimes, I'm sorry, let me put Christopher's question up there. I don't know where his question is, but here we go. Okay. What they're saying, Christopher, is that sometimes it's really good that you can let go of things, but sometimes they're saying you just kind of let things go, which is okay. It's good to keep down the drama, but they're also saying that there are some things going on right now that you also perhaps need to be a little more assertive about, that you need to speak up for yourself for, or ask for, or say no to, and that it's okay to have a voice. It's okay to step out and have a voice in these situations. You don't always have to try to avoid the conflict. You can, also step up and say things. Well, one of the reasons your health is a big concern, though, is that energetically, and this is one of the ways you can start helping. I would also recommend you listen to some of Dr. Joe Dispenza, Christopher James, if you haven't already, because he has used neuroscience and quantum physics, which is, I mean, I use Dr. Joe's work to actually coach my clients, right? I use his teachings, refer them to his teachings, because he uses mindset work, neuroscience, and quantum physics to help with healing. That's what his original experiments were for. He's been doing this for over 20 years now, and he's worked with people in over 300 countries. And he's found that it can take a good 2 to 3 years to really start reversing sickness and disease, okay? But one of the things, Christopher James, is important for you to remember is that our emotions are the mind and the body. And when our emotions are not processed in a healthy way, or let's say we keep too much in, it can turn into, it can hurt our health, okay? The other thing I'm seeing, though, and maybe this isn't resonating with you right now, so I invite you when you get off of here, because this is what your spirit guides are sharing with me, is that there are some things you're needing to be more assertive about right now that you're not being. So whether that is you are not speaking up for yourself enough in regards to, I remember in another reading, I was telling you about getting second opinions, whether you're not speaking up for yourself enough in the health arena, or whether you're not questioning things enough. Either way, this assertiveness energy needs to come out in some way. Okay, you're needing to find that. It's also going to be a release of energy for you that's going to open some clear energy ways for you mentally and emotionally. Okay, that's okay, Leona. I'll be on Veronica Jenkins' group at 4. I've got all sorts of wonderful stuff throughout the week. Good to see you. Let's see. We're not done, Christopher James. We're still working on you. But that is important, because everything starts with energy. Okay, I'm not blaming you. Your spirit guides are not blaming you. They're not saying your health issues are your fault. They're saying a way you can take responsibility for it is by starting to shift and move some of the energies around. They're going to turn that train around into a way of a process of healing. Okay, which is what you need to be doing right now. The other thing they're showing me is that you're receiving some trustworthy guidance, both from the other side, from non-physical, and also from in the physical. So I'm seeing that you have at least one medical resource that is very solid and dependable, that has been good guidance for you, and to stick with that. Okay, I am seeing that all of this is a process. You're still really in the thick of this process when it comes to your health. And you also, Christopher James, I mean, you have this trustworthy guidance going on. You need to spend some good, strong, silent time, I'm seeing, in order to really connect with the non-physical version of that. In order for you to you're not like over this hump yet. You're not over the physical hump yet. And in order to do that, we need to have this happening where you're releasing some energy. And then we need to have, you need to be listening to, I would get second opinions, but you have one really solid, trustworthy medical guidance that is there for you. And I would tune in silence, because what they're showing me is you need to have some soul conversations with yourself. You need to have some soul conversations with yourself about what it is you really want, what's really happening here with your health, why it's happening, and do you want to make a different energetic choice as far as your health goes? Okay, I am seeing that you do have options and a big role and part in this decision. Okay, this is important. Now, my friends, I do have to get off, because I have some things I need to do before my 4 o'clock broadcast. Please remember, all my events are posted at the top of my Psychic Medium page. If you would like further assistance or the conscious mindset transformational coaching that I do, we have the Awakening Your Intuition program starting in September. You get half price off for August. Come to one of my free events that I will be posting this week. Find out more about it. Get some free help and information on the free event. Find out more about the coaching program and join the Meet Your Spirit Guides event or the online group Angel Party reading. And make sure you guys are consistent in the help and support that you get beyond free online readings, because that is only scratching the surface. Okay. I hope to see you guys again next week. I hope Susie will be here next week. You're so welcome, Christopher James. You're welcome, Carrie. Great to see you. I'm right about the dog. Yes, awesome. All right. Well, stick with that doctor. It's good energy there, okay? And I will see you guys all next week, and hopefully before that on some of the other events, okay? Thank you all for joining me. Bless you guys, and have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your morning, afternoon, or night. I'll talk to you soon.